Hello everyone, good morning. Welcome to week 3 of my 12 weeks of Christmas. I'm just getting everything pulled up. Hang on just a second. I'm so excited about today's project. Let me tell you guys, this has been a really fun project to make, so I cannot wait to share this with you. And okay. Make sure that my volume is off. Okay, good. Okay. Hello, welcome. I'm so glad that you guys are joining me today. Okay, let me show you what we're making real quick, and we'll get to this pretty quickly because it is such a cute little box. There are a few steps involved, but once you make one, you're going to be so addicted, you're going to want to make more. This is called an impossible box. So the reason it is called an impossible box is because when you lift the top off like this, everything stays connected. The box opens like this. Isn't that so funky and weird? I love it. And then inside this box, I actually have some icebreakers gum inside this box. I designed the box to fit this. This is my daughter's favorite flavor, and so I went with the colors of this. I wanted to pull in the greens and some of the reds on the packaging. If you were making this for a bunch of people, I think maybe I would go with one of the blue packages, one of maybe the spearmint packages or something, just for more of a Christmas themed. And this would also be really cute if you had penguin stamps or ice, themed stamps. That would be really cute. So you can even use our Snowy Wonder bundle for that, but today I really wanted to use the reindeers because I love them. So I don't know if you saw how I closed that though. So you lift it up to open it, and I'm doing this sideways just so we can get it on camera, but it opens like that, and you can see how cool this lid is. The lid is completely attached, so it opens like this, and then when you close it, you just gently push it back down, and it closes right back into place. So super cute, fun card. Now you can adjust these measurements and make this in any size that you want. This is the size I'm showing you, and it'll hold that gum box. But we'll talk more about that in just a second. So before we jump into our project, we have hello guys, thanks for checking in, thanks for commenting. We have a couple specials that I don't want you guys to forget about. This month we have our kit collection sale, so you can get 30% off of our entire kit collection. Some kits are discounted up to 30%, some are discounted less than that, but every single kit is on sale this month. Kits make a fantastic Christmas gift. I know I said that last week, but I will continue to say it. Kits are a fantastic gift, especially for somebody who is super busy, but they want to be crafty. For somebody who wants to start getting crafty, but maybe they've never done it before. Kits are a great option. Kids love kits. Teenagers, this makes a great kit too. And we have tons of different kits to choose from, not just card kits. There are lots of kits. There's a brand new journal kit that's out. We have some home decor pieces and stuff. So amazing kits. So don't miss any of those kits on the kit special. We also have an incredible starter kit special going on this month. This is also an amazing special. You do not want to miss this one. If you've thought about becoming a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, if you want to get in on some of those Stampin' Up! Perks like seeing products in advance, ordering products in advance, demonstrator-only events, demonstrator-exclusive Facebook groups, things like that, this is such a great opportunity to join. You pay $99, but you get to choose $155 in product. Plus you get free shipping on that. So it is such an incredible deal, and what you choose can be your choice. You can choose things from the clearance rack. You can put some kits in your starter kit. You'll get the sale price on those as well. You can fill it with Stampin' Blends. You can fill it with ink, with cardstock, with bundles. Whatever you want to put in your starter kit is completely up to you. It is customizable for you. You get to choose $155 in product, and you only pay $99 and tax because shipping is free. So it's an incredible deal. If you'd like some more information on joining, I would love to talk to you about it. You can send me a message. If you're ready to join, there is a link in the video description, so you can join on that. Now, if you're watching this on Facebook, please share this with your crafty friends. If you're on YouTube, please like and subscribe to my channel. That helps my business in more ways than you guys know. So I really appreciate it when you guys like and subscribe to my channel, and when you share it on Facebook. That is such a help too. So this is what we're going to make today, this adorable little impossible box. The lid slides up like this, and inside we have our icebreakers gum. So So we just got these at our local pharmacy. She needed to get some gum, so we just ran in real quick to our local CVS. But they sell these everywhere. They sell them at Walmart, Target, wherever you buy them. So it's a fun little gift though. And so that pops back in, and then when you close it, you just gently push down, and the box closes right into place. So we are using the Reindeer Fun Dies. Now, if you remember from week 1, we only used the Reindeer Fun stamp set. We didn't use the dies, but I told you guys you want to get the dies. You want to get the entire bundle because you'll save 10% on the bundle, and the dies are spectacular. So today we are using the dies, the Reindeer Fun Dies. So when you purchase the dies, make sure that you are getting that bundle, because even though we're not using the stamp set today, the stamp set is so valuable. Plus you're going to save 10% when you get both. So today we're only using the dies, but you're definitely going to want to get the entire bundle. Now the stamps that we are using, the only thing we're stamping is this little greeting called the Merry Christmas greeting, and for that I just wanted the smallest little greeting. So for that I'm using the Humble Home stamp set. This is another one that you're going to want to just get the bundle. It has a little house punch. It punches the house, it punches the little windows, and it punches a tiny little heart. And I will be featuring this in my next class to go coming up, starting a week from tomorrow. So Humble Home is a fantastic little bundle. So grab that one, but we're just using the greeting from that one today. Okay, so let's jump in. This is what we're going to make our little box. So we're going to start with scoring our box. I am using a brand new white. This is our white Willow. If you don't know that we had a new white, it was released in our new scrapbooking line that was released in September. You're going to need a 12 by 12 piece of paper for this. It's trimmed down a little bit, but you're going to need to start with a 12 by 12. And so this is our new white Willow. I'm going to pull in a piece of basic white. Now, I'm not sure that you're going to really see a difference on camera in the color. There is a slight difference. I like the texture of our basic white better than our white Willow. But if you're doing a lot of scrapbooking, you can get the white Willow for scrapbooking. Now we do sell the basic white in our 12 by 12 as well, so you can do that as well. But white Willow is just a fun option now for scrapbookers, and for card making. I mean, you can definitely make cards with it. You're going to need a piece that is 10 by 11.5. So that's why you need to start with a piece that is 12 by 12. I do recommend cardstock for this box because there is a lot of folding and pulling and tugging, and cardstock is just a lot more sturdier than DSP. So I do recommend cardstock for the base of the box. Okay, we're going to start on the 10-inch side. Now, all of the measurements are in the video description, so you don't have to worry about writing them down. And I will have them on my blog when the video is all done. So on the 10-inch side, we are going to score it at, hold on, let me check my measurements. Yes, on the 10-inch side, we're going to score it at 1 1/4. We are going to score at 2 5/8. I'm concentrating really hard on my measurements because I just have them scribbled in a notebook and I want to make sure I'm getting the right measurements. So 1 1/4, 2 5/8, 4, and 7 1/2. So that is the 10-inch side. Okay. Then we're going to turn it to the 11.5-inch side. And there are 3 score lines. I don't know if the score lines are going to show up, but there are 3 score lines at the top. This is going to be our top with the 3 score lines, and there's one big score line on the bottom. When you turn it to the 11.5-inch side, make sure that the 3 score lines are at the top of your scoreboard. All right, on the 11.5-inch side, we're going to score it at 2 3/4, at 5 1/2, 8 1/4, and at 11. Okay, now here's where a little bit of trickery is going to come in. We're going to come down and with those 3 score lines at the top, I'm going to fold on the second score line. We're just going to fold it. We're not going to really burnish it right now, but I'm going to set it in here with that fold at the top. So we fold at the second score line, and I'm going to set that into the top of my scoreboard. We're just going to do some marks on this piece. So we're not going to score all the way down, but I'm just going to use the scoreboard to do my marks. You can do these marks in pencil too if you want to see them a little bit better. I'm just going to use the ball tip of my scoring tool. Okay, so, and you're going to want to make sure that that 1/2-inch score line is on the right side, and we fold it on that second score line from the top. Okay, so we're going to do some marks at 1 3/8. So I'm just like pressing into that and just making a little mark. I don't know if that's going to show up, but it's just like a little divot. So 1 3/8, 4 1/8, 6 7/8, and 9 5/8. So basically where we made the marks is halfway through, is the halfway distance between these segments here. So between the edge and the score line, we made a mark halfway. Between this score line and this score line, we made a mark halfway, and so on. So you're just making marks at the halfway mark, okay? All right. Now, I'm gonna put my scoring tool away. We don't need that, so I'm gonna move that out of the way. And now we're going to do some strategic cutting. So while it is still folded, we're going to cut from that mark to that corner. Okay, so I'm actually going to turn it so that the marks are facing me because I'm going to be able to see them a little bit better. So while it's still folded, we still have it folded, I'm going to cut from where we made the mark, and I'm going to use long scissors for this just so I can get a clean cut. So from where we made the mark to kind of the intersection of that score line and the edge of the cardstock. So we're just going to cut it just like that. And I'm going to do the same thing on the next mark. I'm going to the intersection of the score line from the vertical score line and the horizontal score line. And I'm just going to stop at that corner. So from the mark diagonally into the corner. And we're going to do the same one this way, from the mark diagonally to the next score line. And the last one, from the mark diagonally. So we have these little triangles here. Now this one cut off right away because it was right on the edge. So what we're going to do now is I'm actually going to switch to my paper snips, and we're just going to cut down that score line and remove these little triangles that we made those marks on, okay? And I'm going to open this up as soon as I'm done, and you're going to see kind of what we did here. So the last few steps, when we marked it on the scoreboard and when we trimmed it, we've done it while it was still folded. So this is what it's going to look like. So you have these little triangle pieces all taken out. So I hope that makes sense. So when we had it in our scoreboard, we marked it at those 4 spots, and then we just trimmed it diagonally to those score lines. And so then when you open it up, you are left with these little triangle marks. Okay, these triangle cuts. Hope that makes sense. I hope you guys are with me. We're going to come back to our scissors in just a minute. But let's burnish on the score lines. Now, the top score line, we want that one to go backwards. So we're going to burnish on that. This one, I'm going to go ahead and give this a burnish, even though we've already kind of cut into it, but I'm just going to give that a burnish. This one's going to fold this way. You do kind of have to just manipulate it. I mean, it's kind of cut up, but you want to make sure that you tell it which way to go. So the top had that valley, then we have a mountain, and this bottom score line down here will also be a mountain. Okay, like that. And then we're just going to go through the ones on the 11.5-inch side, and we're just going to fold those up just like regular. Okay, through these. Boop. Now I've made a few different sizes of these impossible boxes, and if you go to my blog and search like impossible box, those should come up. But these are really fun boxes. This is maybe one of the bigger ones that I've made. All right, so I told you we're gonna do a little bit more trimming, so let's go ahead and grab our paper snips and do a little bit more trimming. So on this 1/2-inch side here, on our tab here, we are going to cut away the very bottom one. So we don't need this tab. I'm gonna cut that one away. We're gonna keep this big center one. This is what's gonna hold our box together. So we're gonna keep this one. And we want to keep, this box is a little bit hard to get all the way in camera. So we wanna keep this one, and we wanna keep this one. So the two in the middle, we're gonna cut out. So hopefully I'm able to get all this on camera, because this box is a little bit, It's a little bit big. But there's a ton of things you could fit in this box too. If you don't want to put the fun little gum treat in there, you can probably fit like a roll of socks in here. You can fit lots of little treats in here. Lots of candy would fit in here. The finished box size is 2 3/4. It's a square, 2 3/4, 2 3/4, and then the height is 3.5. So it's a fairly large box. So you can fit quite a bit in this box. Okay, so this is what our side looks like. So we cut our tabs, and my tabs are all cut at a little bit of an angle, and that just takes away some of the bulk. So we have our tab on our top piece up here, and we have our tab on our middle piece down here. Now the only thing that's left to do is we need to cut the bottom tabs. This is like our box that's going to go together. So I am going to, let me see, I always have to figure out which way is going to be my back. So this is going to be, so this one's going to, we're going to cut straight up on the tab, on the one right next to the little 1/2-inch tabs. And we're going to cut straight up, well, we'll cut straight up on all of them for now. And then we'll go in and notch in a few of them. Okay, so straight up on all 4 of those tabs. I'm going to fold and I have mine with the 1/2-inch score line on my left now. I'm going to fold the first and the third up. And then I'm just going to take these 2 tabs that are left over. It's hard to hold this because it's so big. So these tabs that are left over, I'm going to just eyeball cut in half. And then I'm just going to notch in on these. You don't need to do this step if you don't want to. This is just kind of taking out some of the bulk. Now, if you're putting something super heavy in here, maybe like a candle or something, you might want to leave all 4 of those tabs in because that's going to help with the stability of the box. But we don't have anything super heavy going in our box, so I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, so let me hold this back out the way we scored it. This is what your finished box should look like. And I'm not even sure that's going to get all the way on camera because it's so big. But your top tab up here, we have that. We cut out the little triangles, and the tab on the side, we cut that off. And then on the very bottom, we trimmed up our tabs and we cut off the 1/2-inch side down here. So I hope that makes sense. I hope you guys kind of see how that's going to go together now. All right. Now, we're going to put all of our DSP on, well, some of our DSP on. We're going to put it on while the box is still flat. So we're going to do our side pieces for sure. So I have 4 pieces of DSP. This is our Reindeer Days DSP. I have 4 pieces of DSP, and these are all 2.5 by 3 1/4. Now, I'm going to use the opposite side of the DSP. So I used this side on my box, on this box. Whoops, hello. I used this side on this box, but I wanted to kind of switch it up and use the opposite side. Although look how adorable that is. That's hard to cover up. So we're going to use the opposite side, and then you guys can let me know what, which DSP patterns you prefer for this box. So we're just going to adhere all this down, and I'm just going to use some Stampin' Seal Plus for this. We're just going to put these down. These all go in these 4 big boxes in the center. We'll stick these down. This Reindeer Days DSP has been like my favorite. Well, I won't say my favorite because I do love the Take a Bow DSP. But this one has been so much fun to play with. I've gone through a couple of packages of this already. All right. This side is really fun. I like this plaid pattern a lot. So that is all our side ones. So that's all set and done. Now, we're going to put some adhesive on this tab. We're not going to worry about that top tab right now. We're going to come back to that one in just a little while. We're just going to leave that one up there. We're just going to kind of forget about it for now. But we're going to assemble this pretty much the same way you would assemble another box. The big tip is that you want to make sure that your top piece is folded down over, just like this. When you assemble it, if you assemble it with the piece folded up like this, it's going to be very hard for you to manipulate that piece down. So we're assembling the box now, so make sure that this piece is folded down to the front of that box. Okay, so I'm going to fold on this score line back here. I'll fold on this one and just line up those tabs. And again, we're not going to worry about this tab up here. We'll get to that one in a little bit. Don't worry about that. So give that a little bit. Make sure that's all put together. Perfect. Now we're going to work on the bottom. I'm going to fold in my tabs, those center tabs that we folded in. This is going to be the back, so I'm going to fold that in next. And actually, I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on the sides here just so it all sticks down. So we're going to fold the back tab in, and that's just going to line up onto our box like that. You can stick your hand in there, make sure it seals down. And then for our last tab, this will be our front tab. We're going to fold that over just like that. Okay. So far it's just like a regular box, right? Okay, now let's talk about this little tab up here. So this tab is going to get nestled down like this. But before we glue that on, what I want to do is just make sure that we kind of push this down into the closing position, because you'll see that it's not going to line up with the corners perfectly, because when the box goes down over the box, this lid has to be slightly larger to fit down over the box by like, you know, like a 1/16 of an inch, couple 16ths. Okay, so I hope I'm making some sense there. Hope that I'm not confusing you too much. So what I want to do is I'm going to use my liquid glue for this, and I'm going to pull my little tab out, and I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue close to the cut edge side. I don't want to go all the way to the score line because our cardstock's not going to cover that up close to the score line. So just close to the cut edge, just a little bit of that liquid glue. And then we're going to close the box, and I'm going to make sure that that little tab is on the bottom, and just kind of square that up. And we're going to cover this up with some DSP. We're going to wrap some DSP around it. So we're going to cover this up. So this little extra is hidden, but you do need that little extra just to make sure that the box goes up and down. Okay, so we're going to give that a second just to completely adhere. All right, I think we're good. I'm going to give that a couple more seconds while we prep the rest of our DSP. Okay, so this DSP piece, we have a piece that is 1 by 12, and this one's just going to go all the way around. Now this is the opposite. This is the same pattern that I used here, but for this box we're going to use the other side, so we're going to just use this fun little reindeer side. Now I did put some DSP on the top of the box. I thought that it just needed a little bit extra on the top just so it wasn't like stark white. So I have a piece that is 2.5 by 2.5, and we're going to cut this in half diagonally. So I just have my little guillotine trimmer here, and I'm just going to line up point to point. We're going to cut that in half, and then I'm going to put this flat up on the top and just line up the point on the bottom. So we have that one, and I'll do the same to this one. Just line up the little point. You could do this in any paper trimmer. All right, so we have our 4 little triangle pieces, and I don't know how these went together. I don't know how they went together like that, I think. So then like that. There we go. I can do puzzles. So it doesn't have to go together the exact same way. But once you get it all trimmed up, then we're going to stick this down. So just a little bit of glue. I like liquid glue when I'm doing triangles because it just helps you get into those corners. And these will all just fit kind of right onto all of those little triangles right on top. And they don't have to go back together in the same pattern. In fact, I've already forgotten which, let's say, I've already forgotten the pattern. So we're just going to stick these on. We're just going to keep going around, sticking these on all the way around. See, this way, I think. I'm actually horrible at puzzles. We tried to do a puzzle during COVID when we were all stuck at home, and I was like, yeah, we'll do a puzzle. I'll get a puzzle out with the kids. We'll do a puzzle. You guys, it took us like 4 months. It was ridiculous. And when we finished that puzzle, I said, never again. We are never doing a puzzle. Never again. Ever in our house. We're never doing another puzzle. And we have not since brought another puzzle into our house because of it. It was such a bad experience. All right, so there's the top. So we just have our little reindeers all, you know, prancing around on the top. And then we have our piece, our big 12 by 1 inch piece. And I'm just going to put some glue on the back of this. We're not going to score this one at all. DSP is thin enough that we can just wrap it around. So I'm going to start at the back where that seam was. I'm going to start. Now this is going to overlap itself a little bit when we get back to the front. You can either trim it off or you can just keep overlapping it. It doesn't matter too much. So I'm just going to start and just kind of go around and just kind of pinch the corners. When you get to the corners, Just kind of pinch those just so you get like that nice clean look. But DSP is thin enough that it's pretty pliable. You can really work with it. Okay, let me get back to the front, and there we go. All 4 sides covered. So that is our box covered. So when you open it up, it opens like this. Super cute, right? And then it'll just close back right onto itself. And it makes for a pretty sturdy box. I mean, this box is really sturdy. So it's a really, really fun little box. All right, let's finish embellishing it. Hold that back out. And where's my back? This is my back. So we're going to embellish the front. We're going to embellish this side. Okay, so I have I would put another gum in there, but I don't have another one. My daughter stole the other one. I had 2. I only have 1 now. That's what happens. All right, let's start with our die cut pieces. I've already die cut everything just to save us some time. So everything is going to be mounted onto this from our nested labels dies. This little label, I think this is the second largest from the nested labels dies of the rounded rectangles. I have 2 gold bells that I have die cut just from gold foil. These are from the Reindeer dies, the Reindeer Fun Dies. I have a garden green wreath that I die cut also from those same dies. And then all my reindeer pieces. So my reindeer with antlers, we have in early espresso. In crumb cake, we have the next layer. So this is like the most solid layer without the antlers. And that's in crumb cake. And then in pecan pie, we have the most open layers. Now, if you want to, you could die cut these 2 pieces onto adhesive sheets. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit just so we can see this a little bit better. You can die cut these 2 pieces on adhesive sheets if you wanted to, and that would make adhering it a little bit easier. But for these pieces, I actually like the liquid glue because it gives you just a second to maneuver them into place. So I have my my crumb cake piece. I put glue on the back, and I'm going to place my the one with the antlers upside down right on top of it. And you just get a second just to kind of maneuver it right into place, and they line up perfectly. And I am obsessed with these dies, you guys. I have made, I don't know how many little reindeers with these dies because I am completely obsessed with them. So a little bit of glue on the pecan pie one, and just a little bit of dots of glue on the ears just to make sure that everything stays nice and secure. And then again, I like to just hold the glue side up, flip this over, and then just kind of maneuver it into place. And look at how stinking adorable that little deer is. He is so cute. I'm telling you, I cannot get enough of these little reindeers. I just love him so much. All right, now I have cut another one out of real red. This is the same layer that we cut the crumb cake one in, and I just want the little nose. So I'm just going to pop out the little nose, and I'm going to put a little bit of glue right into the little nose area there, and I'm going to grab my take your pick tool because we're going to do this the easy way. I'm just going to pick that up and drop that into that little spot with the nose. And so there is our sweet little reindeer. Isn't he adorable? I just love him so much. She didn't steal. She borrowed the gum. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm ever gonna get it back though, so I think she stole it. But that's okay. She actually because she has braces, her orthodontist encourages her to chew gum, so that's fine. It doesn't matter. Sugar-free gum she can have. Okay, so now to put the wreath on, I'm gonna put a little bit of dotted glue on the back of the wreath right here. And I'm just going to stick my little reindeer head right in, and I'm just going to push the back of his head onto that little dot of glue. I hope that made sense. I find it's easier to glue the back of him, the back of the wreath, and that way you're not messing around with lots of messy glue down here. And he doesn't really overlap enough at the bottom to warrant glue down there. So if you just stick some glue on the back, it'll happen. It'll just stick. Okay. So we're going to stick this onto our little label here, and we're going to use some dimensionals. Now down here, I'm going to just overlap my dimensional with the bottom of my wreath. That's going to hold those 2 together. And we'll just put another dimensional up here. And this just goes right onto our little label, and it fits perfectly right onto our label, just like that. Lovely. All right, now our two little bells. I'm going to use liquid glue again. Glue dots work great here. A little bit of glue just right on the back of the bell here. And I'm just going to stick that one on the bottom of the wreath right here. My fingers are a little sticky. And one on the bottom of the wreath going the opposite direction. Kind of like this. Okay. Just like, oh, hello, sticky fingers. Okay, there we go. Need to keep like baby wipes right on my desk. I have them in my desk, but I need to keep them like right on my desk so I can grab them. So there's our little bells. So cute, right? All right, we're gonna finish up our little reindeer here with some garden green linen thread. This natural tones linen thread is in our holiday catalog. I believe this is, I want to say either Cajun Craze or Copper Clay. I'm not sure what color that is. Either one of those two. It'll coordinate with either one. We have Night and Navy and Garden Green linen thread. My favorite is linen thread, so if we could get this in all the colors, I would be so excited. So I'm just going to fold the linen thread kind of in half. I'm going to just tie a double bow. And get that little end there. And we're just going to make a small little bow here. And I'm going to trim up the ends. Not too short, but not too long. Move that off to the side. And let me see if I can find some glue dots. My daughter borrowed my glue dots yesterday. Oh, good, she put them back. That doesn't always happen with my Scotch tape. I have to go search her room when I need Scotch tape. It's always in her room. So I'm just going to pick up a glue dot and we're just going to put that over where those bells are kind of overlapping, just to kind of disguise the overlap of the bells, just to make it look a little cleaner. All right. Perfect. So cute. I love how this is coming together. All right, we're going to stick this onto our box. Now, important thing to remember when you stick this on the box is that you do not want to have any adhesive on the top here, because it's not going to open up if you glue this down. So I'm going to just put a little trio of dimensionals just on the bottom and then one in the middle. That's all we're going to do. So when you lift up this box, there is no adhesive back here. It is only adhered from the bottom corners. And just one in the middle for good measure, but mostly from the bottom corners. Just peel off those backings. And we're going to stick this on just like this. Oh my gosh, so cute. And then your little box will open and close. There's no adhesive interfering. Okay, so cute. Okay, we just need to add our greeting and our embellishment, so let's get that done. So I'm going to stamp my greeting. I have real red ink, and I have that tiny little greeting, that tiny little Merry Christmas from the Humble Home. And we're just going to stamp that down. Just a scratch piece of white paper. And my scissors. We're just going to trim this out. You can use a paper trimmer if you want, but I'm just going to trim the words out just to the height and the width of the words. We just want these skinny little words. And if you have a different Christmas greeting, you can do that. You can even just put like to from on here. That would be cute too. Just trim this Merry part. Okay, there we go. And a little bit of liquid glue on here. Move this one into the frame here. So let me start with Christmas. I like to start with the bottom word. Just a little bit on the side. If you wanted to put a skinny piece of dimensional on the left side, you could, but not necessary. And I just want to make sure that I'm lining up the front part of the greeting with the edge of the box, just so it doesn't get caught on anything. If you're putting this in a stocking, or if you have a few of them in your bag to hand out, just have it nice and flush so it doesn't get caught on anything. All right, so Merry Christmas. Just adhered down easily like that. Glue dots would also work. And final piece of our box, I have these beautiful, these are our Druzy embellishments. These are so beautiful. We're going to use some of the silver ones. So I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool. I'm going to put one up here, a big one right there. These are so sparkly. I'm loving these little embellishments. They are so pretty. And just a little trio of them. You can use the gold too. That would be, oh, I should have done the gold. That would have been really pretty too. Okay, but that is it. That is our impossible box. Not so impossible, right? definitely doable. This would be a really fun one to hand out this year. Stick in some stockings. This would be really fun. Again, this has a really big, this is a really big box, so you can fit lots of fun treats in there. If you find something that fits really well in there, let me know. I'd love to know. I don't know if a gift card would fit in there. Do I have one on hand? Let me see if I have one on hand. I normally keep one. There's a little Santa one. That one will work. I keep old gift cards. You absolutely could fit a gift card in here, actually, now that I'm looking at it. I mean, you would have to put other stuff in there, but it would totally fit. It's just the right height for a gift card. But you'd have to put some other stuff in there or it's going to rattle around. But it's so super cute. Let me know what you guys think about this one. And let me know which DSP you prefer. Do you prefer like the more whimsical deers or do you like the plaid one better? Let me know. I hope you guys like this one. I'll be back next week for week 4. Next week we're making a much more simpler treat. We're making a little hot chocolate treat that you can make a dozen of in no time. You can hand those out to everybody you know. So thank you guys so much for joining me, and I will see you guys next week. And if you try this, make sure to let me know. I'd love to see it. Make sure to like and subscribe to my channel if you're on YouTube, and share with your Facebook friends if you're watching this on Facebook. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.